Hello guys and gals, it's me, Waesro, and thank you for joining me. We are playing Kingdom Come Deliverance as Henry. And we are going to help out Ginger in the Ginger in a Pickle quest. Last time we found Ginger very long way from Neuhof. We are almost at Talmberg in an overgrown hut right here. And now we will convince the Neuhof stud farm if he can come back and be a stable boy again. And we will return with the answer. So, can we fast travel? Let's do it. No, I can't. Because we are over... Well then, we will ride, because we are over capacity. So let's ride there. And Henry, can you put your gun, sword away? Yes, you can. Good lad. Alright, let the whole pebbles rest a bit, so he won't throw me off. It is here, so we just cut the corner. And unmount Pebbles, our mighty steed. You're a good boy, Pebbles. You're so grey and fine. Oh, you don't look that happy. Oh, come on. I'm gentle. Here, have some hay. And B, you are Sora, that's right. Oh, I can buy a horse. Well, I got Pebbles, so no
found
need.
Ginger. He begged me to ask if he can return.
Why should I take him back? It might be his fault I had to bury my husband.
What?
Why else would he flee but guilt? The men said they didn't see him in bed. He didn't have a clean conscience because he gave those murderers a signal.
That's not true. He fled because one of the attackers recognized him and Ginger was afraid he'd come back and kill him.
Those are just excuses. He wouldn't dare come back.
But they came back the very same day. If he hadn't run, they'd have killed him and everyone else.
Why would they do that?
Why not? They'd already murdered several people, why not a few more?
And now I'm supposed to take him back? What if they come back for him and kill one of my daughters in the process?
The cutthroats who were after him have been taken care of. And the rest have no reason to return here.
And what about for revenge? I can't take him back.
Let's come to an agreement. I'm sorry to bring him bad news. Everything is taken care of.
I understand your concerns, but you just need to ask Sir Hanish to leave you a guard. Those bandits might be willing to take on a few stable boys, but not an armed soldier.
I'd definitely feel better if someone was here a few days to keep watch.
It can be arranged. I'm sure Sir Bernard won't object.
Good then. Let the lad come back again.
And that was that. Now, what is a... Is that... Oh, Captain Banana, alright. Now what do you want?
Good health to you.
I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
Out with it then.
Ginger fled because he recognized one of the raiders. He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Well, he was right. They were asking about him. So who did he recognize?
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujits.
All right. Since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around in Ujits. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Sir Radzik will tell you about it. He said to send you to him if you haven't already been.
Okay. So we need to go to and talk to Sir Radzik. The progress of the investigation to Sir Radzik. Oh, okay. So is that him? Yeah, it is. He come to the location. Good.
God bless you. What troubles you?
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
The whole story, or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
One of the Neuhoff stable boys, a lad they called Ginger, fled from there and hid out with some charcoal burners. I have to say, there's a lot of them around. I never thought how many forges and ironworks they have to supply.
That's true, but keep to the point.
Oh, yes, sir. I had quite a job finding him. He was well hidden and with good reason. The bandits wanted to kill him because he recognized one of them.
Did he tell you what happened?
He said it wasn't one gang, but two. And one of them took fright when the slaughter started. Seems they were only interested in loot, so they quarreled with the other lot. Then it came to a skirmish in the woods and one of them was killed. The rest of them scattered.
And did you find out where they went?
All I know is one of them is from Uzhitz. I know enough about him to be able to track him down.
All right, but those cutthroats must know who he is too, right? And if they want to get revenge on him or silence him, you'd better hope they don't get to him before you. So drop everything and get on his trail. Find out what he knows and then report back to me. I'm going to our encampment at Merhaya to oversee the security of the region.
Yes, sir.
Main level. And some
Why
groshens.
choose Merhaya?
It's somewhat at the center of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
So, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway, how much silver did they get from slaughtering those horses?
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were fine animals.
Exactly. It's not about the silver. It's about something else.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them. Fear that will root you to the spot, staring like a rabbit entranced by a stoat, waiting for the death blow to fall. Helpless to do anything about it.
I have some news about the investigation, sir.
Good. Tell me.
The trail leads to Uzhitz. I found out one of the bandits is from there, a fellow they call Limpy Lubosh.
I see. What else?
That's all I've found out so far, sir.
All right. Come back and report to me as soon as you learn anything new.
Good. We need to go to Uzhitz, which is way over there. And I really want to take care of our caraway situation. Can we buy some saddlebags from Sora? Hope we can at least. Or can't we not? Yes, we could. Why is it in grey then? What's the difference between fine saddle 4 saddlebags for 651 and noble saddle 4 saddlebags for 1.3k? I mean, it's just the weight. That's 20. That's 25. And it says here a lighter one allows for carrying heavier loads. So that should be greater than that one. Or am I completely wrong there? It shouldn't be that much, right? I mean, it's double the price. Can buy that saddle, I mean. And I think we will buy that one. I think that's the greatest of them. Yeah, that's a pretty hefty sum there. It doesn't specify how much groshens we have, just 1.2. It doesn't say anything between. So we're gonna have about 100 groschen left, if not even less. Do we do it? I think we do. I'm nervous. I don't want to lose that much money. Well, at least we can haggle. About half then.
Aye, that would do it.
Oh yeah! We only paid 980, I think. Yeah, we got 320 left. That's really good. Instead of 1.1. Let's see now. Can our horsey equip this? Move to a horse. Move to pebbles, rather. So speed is dropped by 6. capacity 200. Oh man, that's really good. Can you sell the plain one? Well, let's move to inventory and sell that then. What before? Where's Horsey? There's Pebbles. With your new fine and noble saddlebag with 4 saddlebags. Saddle, I mean. Can't I access your inventory? Do I access it from here then? Okay, I think so. Alright. Well, we got 100 for them, so maybe we can do that right now. And sure, he's not equally as fast as he were, but you know, he's still fast. I'd rather have more carry weight now, actually, so I don't have to run into town as much all the time to sell it, just for kicks and giggles. Is he allowed? Motor horse, everything. And now he has, wow man, he can carry so much, man. This is going to be great. Just to look at something here. Can he carry everything? Man, it didn't even make a dent in him. He can carry so much. Good horsey, good Pebbles. Let's sell you that saddle. Can we buy riding spurs? Yes we can, but it's expensive. Noble horseshoes, that would be increasing speed, right? Yeah, but that's a hefty sum, so we're not going to do that now. We could buy that one if we wanted to. It's only 33.4. Now, let's be happy with that and haggle.
Aye, that would do it.
That's really good, Pebbles. We fixed you a new saddle. And our carry weight is really good right now. So, now we can fast travel to Talmberg, so we can continue with the... what's the quest name? Mysterious Ways, maybe. Yep. So we'll go to Ushitz, and we also can do the visit the scribe in Ushitz, which would be learning to read. So we'll do that. Fast travel to Talmberg. We shall sleep for the night. And our quarters were there somewhere, I think. Yeah, we can park it here. Sleep. Good for the night, Pebbles. Guess I will. This was it, right? Yeah, sleep and save. It's a new and beautiful day.
Wait! I need to talk to you!
Why?
You're the young fellow who came here from Skalitz half dead, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, that'll be me. Why?
The lady of the castle was asking after you. She wants to talk to you.
Oh, Lady
I'll go and see her
Stephanie.
then. Thank you.
Very well. Don't make her wait.
I thought you were going to arrest me or something. She was in here somewhere, I believe. Or was she up here? Right here, right, yes. Hello Stephanie, what do you
God
want?
save. Can I help you with anything?
I heard you wanted to talk to me, my lady.
It's true. I need something from you.
How can I help?
My cousin, young Sophie, is going to be wed. It will be an entry into a new life, and I want everything to be perfect for her. I'm looking for a few things to give her as a gift, and you're going to find them for me.
My lady, why me?
Yeah, why me?
Normally I'd let the Chamberlain take care of it, but He doesn't have any taste. I can't trust him with this. And I've been told no task is too challenging for you. Is that not true?
Well, sure.
It will be my honor, my lady.
You help me
I need
after
you
all.
to pick up an ornamental crown from Sasau for Sophie, wine from a merchant in Ratai, and a roan from the stable in Ujits.
Who am I supposed to pick up the wine from?
From Conrad Hagen in Ratai. He's the only person in the whole region who can supply a genuinely good wine.
That's why he was
And
specially
believe
named.
me, I know what I'm talking about. Here you go. That should be enough.
And the ornamental crown?
I had the engravers in Sasau make it, but now they've written to say it will take a while longer. That just won't do. The wedding is almost upon us, and I need it. Go and see Master Jeronim Slesky and pick it up.
You said a roan from Ujits.
Precisely. It's a beautiful animal. Wait till you see it. Dietrich said he'd ride it here himself, but I can already imagine how he'll end up killing himself on that horse. But you, so young and vigorous.
Wine?
Thank you. God bless.
Well then, we are on a pickup delivery quest apparently. And since we are going to Ujits anyway, and we'll swing by to Ratai at home, Sasau. We haven't uncovered that yet. Okay. But yeah, we are going there anyway, so. Side quests and whatnot. Is that something to look into? Let's ride forth. It is undiscovered, this location, so might as well see what it is. Maybe it's a bathhouse or something. It is usually outside of the castle. Yes, bathhouses. And this is what? Lodgings, alright. Now it says that this is a star. We'll have a quick look about. Maybe some information we can have or something. They are closed at this hour. Well, no wonder it's night. Well, almost a new day. Well then, at least we'll look later at it. What's this then? This is a huntsman, alright. So if we do our hunting and can skin and whatnot, we'll probably do that here then. Okay. Now there was a activity giver. We'll talk to them and see what we can do. Okay, they are inside the building, sleeping apparently. Lazy folk nowadays. Hello.
What do you want? You've no business here.
Oh! I want to talk to the activity giver.
Are you deaf?
Tanner brother.
Well,
Uh-oh.
What the hell?
well then.
No,
Do something! Oh my god! Over there!
Whoa! I'm not doing anything.
There! Over there!
No, run!
For God's sake, there! Over there!
No, I did not do anything. I just wanted to talk to Tanner Breda. Oh man. So what does that incur then? Will we have to buy them off or what? I think it will go away. Because you're not going back into Armor for quite some while, so we'll talk to that later when we can. Because I don't want to pay for that. So, Usich, we need to go. So, it doesn't appear to be any road up, so yeah, we need that. So cross the bridge and up the way. Hopefully they don't see me on a quick run through of the town. Uh-oh. Yeah, he saw me at least. I didn't do anything. I just wanted to talk. Can't I talk anymore? A sunny and beautiful fresh new day. That's what we like. Not a rainy one. And now if you see any boars or reindeer deers, we can hunt. Because now we have a good capacity to bring with us. That pebbles can carry for us. Excellent. That's really expensive though, but hey, now we have it for the entire game. So I don't think it can be stolen or something, right? I don't know. Hopefully not. Ooh, it's a cow, I think. Right? Yes, cows. Moo. Let's see, Ushich should be straight ahead here somewhere. There's a village list. Yes, you discovered Ushich. Great. Find out where the limping bandit lives. I will. But for now, Henry, you can put away the torch, because you look like a moron. Well, let's see. Now we should go to a tavern to find out, maybe. That's a trader. That's the scribe that we will go to later to learn how to read. Guess I think it may be there then, since that's the way this quest tipster is.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Man, that was gruesome.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Another thing about Lubosh.
Alright, the bailiff doesn't have that much to say. And I don't think Marush, there's one. Innkeeper Josef, Varsek, Trader. Well, let's talk with the ones that named, at least. Marush.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time. And then yesterday, he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Okay, so we talked to the priest.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you.
So, we need to go to this church, which is there. But there's also a B here, so we'll go there. Or that's maybe just a general thing. Well, they say all the same things, so let's talk to the friar then, the priest, the preachy man, father, or whatever his name is, or every one of them.
Only that fucking roof. Well, that's some comfort at least.
There's the church. Nope. Hello? Hello? He's not here. Oh, okay. Well, there you are. A priest with a sword. Excuse me, Father Goodwin.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child. All sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances. And this is one of them.
Well, I have 11 speech, 8 charisma, and 9 attack. Let's do speech.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, preacher, but I'm not in that way. Okay, so we need to go to the tavern, probably at night time. Right. Yep, in the evening. Find out more about Limpy Lubosh. Did you come up with anything? You know how to wield a sword?
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practice with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Uzhets women to witchery.
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in childbirth, or burning incense in bedrooms to help with sleep, then nothing at all. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things go into those concoctions. I'd hate to see her poison some poor gullible lass.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witchcraft. If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you can and deal with it.
Well, Sure, I'll gladly help.
Done.
At least it's
Good.
not stealing
And
from
never
the
fear.
Peshek.
I'm a man who always pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods.
Yep, but we are going to fix the tavern first. Where is the tavern? Is that the one over here? Another quest giver, good. That's the tavern, okay. Right beside the church, that's not good for Father Goodwin. I heard he was quite a drinker. What time is it? It's, man, we have so many hours. So maybe 7 is the evening, and the stores open at 9 in the mornings. Maybe it's 9 to 19, who knows? Now, preacher, where are you?
What is it?
Nothing, Joseph.
Watch where you're going.
Oh, now the preacher here. I waited for you, you know, for the whole day. What do you have to say?
What the hell?
Let's talk.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat. What the hell?
Just go already, Father.
Here.
Where did you put that out from, huh?
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
I'd like a beer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. And I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
Yeah, give me a minute.
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyle? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumors aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarreled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Uzhitz isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive fur, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Sure.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No,
oh, Henry, you're getting drunk.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. They're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you
Man,
suppose?
you're drunk.
We have a drink, of course.
Sure.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, keep him coming. Man, that hangover.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł niesej smutek, do dnielo i rano utek, niech ich małżeński majsat, do wczera żylne saje brak, už sej moji svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jich muži, nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a poženem si huby jako poslední den. Budeme se váhy a do rana slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem, tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra je tu soudnej den, tak nalej mi hned a točí se svět. Enough of this!
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh, come on. Ah! Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Let's do this.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Got Sinner Achievement also. Man, Henry, you're drunk.
Best you can do.
Man, this is not good.
You scum.
Well, we helped Goodwin apparently.
I'd love to. And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry.
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a fool.
Man, this can't end well.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Oh, come on, preacher.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
I don't know if I'm allowed to actually upload that to YouTube, so I don't know if I'm going to censor that or not. What's happening here? Why are you yelling at the sheeps? Father, get your shit together.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Yeah, that's super great.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
And now you got to preach on top of that. Yeah, good luck, preacher.
Oh, my guts. My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Where the fuck am I?
It's time for sermon, preacher.
Mass!
That's right.
Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No, I've got it. Suppose as Sir Ratzig's protege, you just came from studying in Prague, and you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Yeah, we'll do that. And another level in drinking.
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
We'll never get away with it.
Not if you make a hash of it.
Well, all right. Well, I can't make any promises.
No, me neither, Henry.
No,
this is going straight to hell.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Watch where you're going!
Okay. So, our clothes. Well, we don't have that many clothes, so maybe just like that.
Be a bit more careful.
Yeah. I have some potions, right? Marigold. Yes, that's good. Eat that. And now we're not... Hangover. Or not that much, or what? Or was it just the decreases in strength and whatnot that was removed, probably?
I thought he'd never show up. The swill dog.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God. Any minute now he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas.
Just go ahead and puke in that cup, Father.
In meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, cumens, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
And what sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines, even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church.
What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the pellets! Away with them!
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Aye, all honor to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
I think we did get pretty good, Henry. And now Goodwin should surely tell us what Lubitsch told him.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that Hus.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out?
Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko. Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall, too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Alright, so we have partied with the crazy Father Goodwin at Ushitz, and now we need to go to Ledechko, which is rather closely to Ratai, so we'll be doing that then. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. It's been a really crazy travel for Henry. So, that'll be enough for this time, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I've been Waesro, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to support me by giving a like, comment, share and subscribe along with clicking the notification bell to get all the latest videos. Thank you so much for watching and I really appreciate it. I am Waesro and I'll see you next time.